to a customer, or not paying attention to your customers when they need some assistance.
Talking on your cell phone when it's not allowed at work.
Coming to work with an attitude makes customers pissed off.
People are late because they press the snooze button on their alarm.
They're busy time frames or whatever, they don't manage time right.
Sometimes people are late because you get stuck in traffic.
Personal phone calls shouldn't be accepted at work, especially somewhere where customer service and they're waiting on you.
I'm in carpentry and in construction, I guess you can. It just depends where you're working.
Typically, I don't think personal phone calls should be allowed at work, but I mean, I work in a restaurant and sometimes you have to like call your food purveyor or call somebody else and order something.
I think tattoos would be okay, just as long as they're not too offensive. It depends on the job also.
I think that it's a personal deal if you're against or for tattoos and piercings. It doesn't really bother anyone, except I think the older generation that they think they're all bad people because it puts a bad image into their mind.
A good boss is someone who pays you on time every week.
A strong boss is someone that has a strong connection with his employees.
I've had a few bad bosses before. I mean, I've had a pot of sauce thrown at me, threw a hamburger at me, steaks flipped in my face. At the end of the day, you just kind of brush it off and just keep going. Just get your paycheck every week and do what you have to do.
A boss who's hiring and firing people every week.
Someone who doesn't know how to give you proper instructions on how they want the job done.
To run a good business, the customer is always right, even if they're not. Like if it's, say, you did something that they think is wrong to their horse, like if you're working on their horse and it's lame afterwards and you know you didn't do it and they blame you, you know, you can do your best to try to fix it. But I mean, they're always right, of course, because they're hiring or firing you.
I think that there's certain cases where the customer is right, but like if they're being rude, sometimes I think a superior that has more ruling can step in and say, hey, you know, you don't need to treat my employees like this just because you want, you know, a certain deal on something.
I don't always think the customer's right. The customer's the customer, but I mean, it gets to a point where if they order a steak like medium rare with a little bit of like blood in it, that's going to be kind of medium rare, and then they get it to their table and they're like, why is there blood on my steak? But I mean, I don't know, some people just don't know how to order their food or do things. I mean, the customer pays for your paycheck essentially.